Oh man, I love that last video. What was I talking about? I was talking about the brain and how to shift your mind from being a up and down hierarchy of conscious, subconscious, unconscious, but then shifting it to be a horizontal hierarchy instead, where you're kind of looking at it from a different perspective, and instead of putting one consciousness above the other, you're actually putting them all on the level playing field and then allowing them to communicate with each other consciously in such a way that they start to feed off of each other, and where the one is overdeveloped, it now helps to redevelop the other two once they can learn to all talk the same language, because each one of them is talking a different language, because you have the inner dialogue, but then you have the one mind that only speaks in pictures and images and feelings, and then you have the other mind that's your body. The one is like, I'm hungry, I need some sex, I need some food, I need to get drunk, right? So now what you're learning to do is how to communicate with all three of your minds at the same time. I mean, what's coming to my mind right now is that whole idea about how there's neurons around your heart and neurons in your solar plexus tummy area. So realistically, like, you have three different brains going on all at once, and that's not even talking about your naughty bits too, your tingly bits. Those have their own kind of tingles, their own kind of brain. Which is attached to the one, which is attached to the other, which is attached to the others. You have the higher mind, the middle mind, and then the lower mind. The human brain, the mammal brain, and then the reptile brain. And they all serve different functions, but they all do the same thing. They use intelligence to do something. And each one of them does something different. But what was this important for? I don't know, I'm just talking. I forget what the hell I was talking about. Brain, I think this is like 10 fucking subjects ago. And then not to mention that I recorded for an hour and deleted everything because the videos kept on getting cut off because of fucking alarms going off on my phone. I was getting pissed off. And I'm thinking to myself, like, fuck it, who gives a fuck? Everything I say is awesome, so it's like... And then on top of that, if I delete these, that means I could stay outside a little bit longer, or I have to go back. No, I got good news today. I finally got paid from Uncle Hugo. That was good. I would give myself a fucking pat on the back for that, because I can't help but believe that if I didn't put up the fight that I put up, that I would have gotten paid. Like, if I just would have sat back and just let them do whatever the fuck they wanted, I don't think I would have gotten paid. Maybe I'm wrong, but you know what? At the same time, even if I was needlessly standing up to an invisible oppressor, the fact that I didn't allow myself to fucking sit quiet and I allowed myself to stand up to an invisible oppressor, and I got positive results out of it, on today of all days. Fuck yeah. I feel like I just beat a fucking final... I feel like I just beat the final boss of Dark Souls. Or at least one. Because these past 18 months in that company has not been easy. But at the same time, it's also been... I look at it like school. I look at it a couple ways, but one of the ways I look at it was that I was in school again. Every fucking day I had to go in there. Not every day, I was working part-time for a while. I think 10 months I was part-time, and then now. $12 months and 6 months? 12 months I was part-time, 6 months I was still part-time, but I was working more than full-time. Well, no, I was working exactly full-time. But I never worked in retail before. I have 13 years of graphic experience. I don't know shit about retail. But at this time that I had the opportunity come my way, I had been, I don't know, about 4 or 5 months into witch training, which was I think almost 6 months. Witch training? Witch training is fucking learning witchcraft. What's witchcraft? Using magic to fucking improve yourself. Using the natural cycles of nature, the cycles of nature to your advantage. Learning how to see them, how to feel them, how to evolve with them to improve on yourself. And then take those improvements out into the world and do something with yourself, boy. All right, let's see what I can do in an industry I don't know shit about. Because at the same time, Daddy's trying to be an entrepreneur now. I mean, not now, or trying. I was trying for a couple years, but then I started doing it. Because one of my birthday presents to myself for my 40th birthday, which happened to be on the Leo new moon in 2020, was the company. Why? Because I was tired of this stigma of me being unemployed because it was infecting my mind. So my thought was, go buy a company. Because when you do that, everything that you're doing becomes your job now. Now you're not unemployed, you're working for yourself. Oh well, you're not making any money doing it, but you have a money stream coming in. It may not be the money stream that you want, but it is affording you the opportunity to invest in things that you haven't been able to invest in. And at the same time, those things that you're investing in are also helping improve you to have the confidence and know-how to run a business. So go ahead and do that now. Thank you. All right. Can I get Chinese food tomorrow? Yes. If you can do this, you get Chinese food tomorrow as a reward. All right. I'm going to go do that now. All right, go. Because what does that do? It puts you into a whole new mindset. It put me into a whole new mindset. Because now I'm no longer like fucking looking over my shoulder every 5 minutes going, fuck, does everybody think I'm fucking just sitting around doing nothing? Then it turned into, well, I don't really give a fuck if anybody thinks I'm sitting around doing nothing all day because I'm actually doing something now. Now I can at least say that I'm doing something now. Because what I'm doing now, because I hate when what I do gets called a hobby. I never looked at it as a hobby. Maybe I should have. But instead, when I finally went to work for Hugo Boss, I wasn't looking at it as a job. I was looking at that as the hobby. That's my hobby that's paying for my business. And my favorite motto from Hugo Boss is be your own boss. Oh, what a coincidence. That's exactly what I'm trying to do. So maybe this place will help me learn how to do that better. And as the fates would have it, yeah, that's exactly what happened. Because you're talking about a 100-year-old fucking global corporation that has tentacles in pretty much every single country around the world. It is doing something right. Because something I know about Nazi technology, because I know it's Nazi technology that's helping that company run as efficiently as it is. And I don't even think it's running that efficiently. But, well, I mean, 2.2 billion, how much did you take in last year? Well, considering I'm a co-owner, 2.2 billion. Oh, and an institutional investor. I'm sorry. And co-owner. Because I share the share with my holding firm. Because something I learned about corporate law is that, well, I mean, it depends on the form of corporation that it is. And I don't know about Germany corporate law like I do American corporate law, but I know that in America, nobody can own an S corp. Like, you have to be a shareholder. There's no owning. It's a free entity that can't be owned. And that's why I love the idea of those things, because it's like, I get that. Freedom. Nobody owns an S corp. No one's going to own Derek. Except for Derek. It's its own sovereign business. And the board, all the board does is just do the will of the company's spirit, the spirit of the company. Because they're like religions, man. The higher up you go, look at management like the low-level priests, the high priests, the popes, the CEO. The CEO is a pope. The pope is the CEO of the church. It's just that's just another corporate entity, just like the United States. Joe Biden's just the fucking pope of the United States religion. It's a government, it's not a religion! Yeah, that's what it says on paper, but there's a lot of things that it does that aren't on the paper. And there's a lot of things it does that... There's a lot of things it does that it says it shouldn't be doing on the paper. Like what? Putting the lives of the people in danger? Instigating wars around the world? Funding wars? Constitution doesn't say it shouldn't be doing that. Actually, it does in the front. Right in the front page. It says once the government starts doing shit that's not good for the will of the people, and when it starts acting against the people, then that government needs to be removed and replaced. It doesn't say you have to wait for a committee to agree. It just says it's got to be done. And it doesn't say who gets to make that final call. All it says is, it has to be done. That's why I'm apolitical. I'm the pope of my own government. I'm the president of my own religion. And I'm the slave of my own company. Is that crazy? Probably. But that's kind of how it works. Go try to have a conversation with Elon Musk. Or Jeff Bezos. These type of people, those type of people that do that type of work, they're not like normal people. They're not going, oh fuck, man, paycheck this week. Or maybe they are, who knows? I hope I get my paycheck this week. But here's the thing with most CEOs that I learned, is that they don't even own anything in the first place. That's why none of them pay taxes. That's why Donald Trump doesn't pay taxes, because he doesn't own anything. Unless this is one of those things, oh, nobody's supposed to know this. These are the dark secrets of business ownership. Yeah, you don't own anything. Your business owns all the stuff and you just use it. I'm the CEO, I get to sleep in the master bedroom tonight. Oh, and since I'm always working, I'm going to take the company car if you don't mind. I'm going to talk about business for a little bit at the very least, so this is an expense. Oh, I'm going to start my own golf school. Those golf clubs are now write-off. Yeah, those are the fun, shady things that you can do. But there's also really good things you can do with it too. Like if you actually believe in something, if you really have found your faith, your calling, your this, your that, you know you can make that into your religion because it's your religion. Do you know what the word religion means? People say religion, I fucking can't stand it because people have their limited fucking understanding of the word. Gotta expand your thinking a little bit. The word means to bind, to bring together. Your religion is just the binding together of your fucking daily rituals. Now, do you have a divinity behind it? You don't need one. Anton LaVey, the founder of LaVey brand Satanism. That it's an oxymoron. It's an atheist religion. I said you don't have to worship a god. And granted, you don't have to be an atheist. But what does atheist even mean? Atheist doesn't mean you can't believe in God. I'm a spiritual atheist, but I also have a religion, which is my life. My life is devoted to better understanding that which has brought me into creation. Which, at the same time, is also my business, because wouldn't it be helpful? Wouldn't it be fucking helpful if somebody could explain all that shit in a way that makes sense to people? What's God? Whatever the fuck you want it to be. Whatever you want it to be. And you don't even have to call it God. You can call it Mr. Toxic if you like. That's what I do. What about Satan? Well, yeah, it comes with the territory. If you want to believe in God, if God can find a reason to make you believe, then the other guy's there too. And maybe, who knows, if you ever find God, maybe the reason you couldn't see God before was because the other guy was taking you away from him, blinding you to it. Because that's his fucking job. It says it in the goddamn book. It literally says it in the fucking book. Maybe not in those exact literal words. Go read the fucking story of Job, man. Satan makes a fucking deal with fucking God. Yo, I bet I can get this motherfucker to stop believing in you. Alright. Have at it, son. So what did fucking Satan do? Satan sent some fucking dudes to kill fucking Job's family, his kids, burn his fucking house down, gave him fucking syphilis, or fucking, what do you call it? The thing with the nose and the fingers falling off. Leprosy. Everybody fucking hated Job. He was fucking toxic. He was literally poison. Just dripping with curses. But no matter what, Job wouldn't fucking curse God. And then Job eventually got the boot out of the village and went and lived in the woods for a while. And eventually he got twice as much back as what he lost. Because he didn't abandon his God. He didn't bow down to Satan. Now those are just words. What are the things that hold you back? There you go, there's Satan. What are the things that push you forward? There's God. Don't fucking call it God, call whatever. Call it your intuition. Call it fucking Miss Kitty. That's mine though. Miss Kitty's not a man. Miss Kitty's a lady. But you have that kind of flexibility there where you don't have to just... So the nice thing about Islam is that we say, don't listen to the Jews, don't listen to the Christians. The path is yours to find. Realistically, if I had a sit-down conversation with a Christian about who and what God is, they would go, that's not God you're worshiping, that's Satan. No, I'm not worshiping Satan. I'm friends with God. But the God that I call God, you call Satan. Because anything that's not God to you is Satan. But for some reason, this seems to be the most common one. So why not talk in a language that everybody else can understand? Because once you start getting into the Judaism stuff, this is my favorite thing about atheist people is like, what about the Jews? We can touch the Jews. Don't touch. They know what the fuck they're doing. What about gypsies? They know what the fuck they're doing. Everybody knows you don't fuck with gypsy magic. But they have this. I was gonna say they have the same genetics, the same genetic material as the Jews. Because we all come from the same place, or maybe it's different. I don't know. Maybe they have the light side, they have the dark side. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the interpersonal relationships between Jew magic and gypsy magic. All I know is that they're both fucking real, and both of them are thriving off of the practice thereof. Storage. What? What happened with this one now? Hold on, I didn't delete the last video.